Good morning, everybody. So today we're in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're at the filming locations for Dear Santa with Jack Black. That came out in 2024. Right now, we're at Virginia Highland Elementary School. It was listed before it closed down as Samuel M. Inman Middle School, and in the movie itself, it was Midtown Middle School. Now, you would have seen this scenes right here. You would have seen this shot and some scenes. I'll put a screenshot so you can see the kids walking down right here and showing this exact sign right here, but with different letters. Now, there's a couple different scenes filmed here. Now I'm going to walk around, I'm going to talk a little bit, then I'll throw some screenshots and video clips down below. But first, I want to walk around and show a little bit. Now, it is Sunday, so school should not be in session. There is people here, as the parking lot is like a quarter of a way full. But we're going to get up here and we're going to walk around a little bit and show a little bit of the area. Right here. Now, I was looking for a specific spot that the kid was laying on a concrete platform and the view was, looking down on him. I don't see it at the moment. But again, we're going to walk around before we throw some screenshots and stuff up. Now, if you've never seen the movie Dear Santa, it's a good one. You definitely should check it out. But it's basically, it's a Dear Santa starring Jack Black as Satan. It's about a young boy, Liam, who accidentally writes Satan instead of Santa. And it's basically led the devil appearing to grant him 3 wishes. But what he didn't know at first is after his 3rd wish, he has to give his soul. And once he found that out, he wasn't, too thrilled about it and swore he would never make the 3 wishes. Of course, he did by the end of the movie. And basically, Jack Black wasn't Satan himself. He was under the throne. So he was basically lying. So Liam couldn't go to hell because it wasn't really Satan, just one of the lower workers. I'm not sure if that was his dad. I don't fully remember, but this was the spot right here, and we're gonna walk you around a little bit. And during the movie, Liam and Gibby, who was his friend, you seen them walking down to the park, which that park is right over here. Sorry for the wind ahead of time. It's a really windy day here in Atlanta, a little chilly. So this is the park that it is. And they basically would have walked down here and they would have got to this corner of the park. Now, mind you, there's 2 different parks. There's also a park across the street over there. This one is more of a little park with a little volleyball court and stuff like that. But anyway, you would have seen them walking from the school, and they would have been sitting right here, and they would have been ducked down. They would have been hiding a little bit, and Liam was trying to explain to Gibby that, Santa has came, and of course nobody believes him, that Santa answered my letter and brought it to me. But they were hiding right here, and let me zoom in a little bit. There's a park bench right there, and that's where Jack Black was sitting when he was sitting here waiting for Liam after school. We're going to head down there in a minute, but basically sitting up right here is when Gibby would have told Liam, let me see that letter, basically. He's like, do you know who you actually wrote? He says, take your time and read it, look at it. And he was like, wow, basically I wrote Satan, not Santa. So this was the start of him believing that it was Satan and not Santa. Now again, this would have been the park area. Dog right there. So basically this would have been where Jack Black was sitting. Now there's a plaque on there and I don't know what it says. Let's see if it says anything about the movie. It doesn't. It's about the weight of pandemic upon our shoulders was too heavy to bear, but spread among our village we learned to walk. To our Juju, Paw, Nan, and Popster, and all pandemic caretakers. So basically, he would have been sitting right here. He would have had his Santa hat on too. And this would have been his view as I'm sitting in the same spot as Jack Black was, Satan. And he would have been sitting here waiting for Liam to come from school, which was right over there to around here. Now there was a bunch of scenes filmed throughout here, looking in all different directions. This way you would have seen them. Now I don't remember the guy's name, but one of Liam's teachers came and he was riding that bike. He made sure that, you know, Liam knew who this guy was and that he was safe. And once he found out that it was his uncle, because it really wasn't, that, you know, he proceeded to tell him, you know, well, maybe you could have him start paying attention, etc., while he's in class. And Jack Black could care less because it's really Satan. And, you know, he was basically mocking him and making fun of him. And the guy was still being pretty mean, so Jack Black made him have bubble guts and he had to go to the bathroom right away. And if I remember right, he would have ran over to here and there would have been a porta potty right here. And as soon as he got to the porta potty, Jack Black was like, watch this. And he did his little magic and the porta potty locked. So he didn't have nowhere to go. And it was a pretty funny scene. So instead, you know, they showed up around right here and he got on his bike in a weird position and he rode off. And to me, it was one of the funniest parts of the movie, of course. But I figured I'll walk around and I'll show you some. But now that we did that, I'm going to continue to walk around and I'm going to put some video clips down at the bottom so we could try to maybe line up some areas and stuff. So I hope everybody enjoys the video. It's a quick one today. But this is the locations for Dear Santa, 2024 movie starring Jack Black as Satan.
Now I will not tolerate obscene language directed at me or...
Watch this.
So right here would have been the scene where Liam was walking past basically his bullies. And he finally decided to stand up for himself and the bully punched him in the face and he realized that's not what he wanted to do, but that's where that happened, right here.
You're so insecure about yourself. Rather than develop any personality, you bully other kids who you think won't fight back. You gonna let him talk to you like that, Aiden? Yeah, he will, because he's a coward. Stand up to any bully, and you'll see their true colors. Deep down, they're just... Ah! Ooh. Oh. We done here?
Yeah. I'm good.
Good. You're going to see Post Malone with Emma? Yeah, and that's not even the craziest part. You won't believe what happened last night. I'm pretty sure you going to Post Malone with Emma is the craziest part. You think so? But Santa came to my room last night. Santa came to your room? Swear. But he didn't look like Santa. He had antlers. But then he looked like Santa, but he explained he didn't walk around like that, except on Christmas. That had to be your imagination. If it was my imagination, then how do you explain it being in the cage with a hamster during science class? Santa Claus lives in the cage with your hamster. Uh-huh.
Well, you don't see this very often.